What's up, boys and girls? Joe Knows Stuff TV is back on the air. I'm AdobeJoe, and tonight I'm going to share with you my favorite Lightroom shortcuts. It's that simple. Go to intro. Welcome back, guys. In tonight's episode of Joe Knows Stuff TV, we're going to go into my favorite shortcuts in Lightroom. Let's get started right here with this pretty little hippie chick that I captured at Halloween, a great festival in northern Florida. I highly recommend going. We want to get back to grid view. All we have to do is hit the G key, and it is in grid view. Keep in mind, we can also hit these keys: grid, loop, compare, survey, face detect, paint, and then more metadata. Alright, we want to get back to loop mode. All we have to do is hit the E key. So remember that. G for the grid mode, E for the loop mode. Now, let's say we want to zoom into this one. Boom. What do we hit? The Z key. Z key gets us back to fit. Z key gets us to 100%. So we've learned 3 keys in less than a minute. The G, the E, and the Z. Now, what if we want to know about what information we shot this picture at? Hit the I key, I for information. Pulls up a screen that gives us the date, the time, and the size. The file, which is a JPEG. Usually I shoot in RAW, and I did shoot this one in RAW. I just brought these in the folder in JPEG. And it's from Halloween 2007. I highly recommend going to Halloween. It's a hoot. Hit the I key again, and it pulls up the information that we shot it on. We shot it on an 18 to 300 millimeter, 3.5 to 6.3, and we shot it at 155 millimeters, zoomed in a little bit, 1/640th of a second, at 6.3 with ISO 500. Very good information when you hit the I key. Alright, another valuable key is the B key. I explained that in yesterday's tutorial about collections. Okay, I've got the pretty girls selected as the target collection, and I want to show you how to make a collection, a target collection. You just right click on a folder or a collection, and then just hit set as target collection. So right now we got Megan set as a target collection, but this is not Megan. All we got to do is right click on the one we want to set as target collection, and it instantly becomes target collection. Then you simply hit the B key, watch 21 go to 22. Let's go into pretty girls to see if she's in there, and she is in there. Let's go to grid mode to make sure she is in there. Now once again, hit the E key, brings it up to loop mode. Hit the Z key, brings it into zoom mode. Hit the I key, brings up the information. Hit the I key twice, brings up the information. Now, another good one is the L key. It's called lights out. Do you understand why? Because if you hit it a second time, the lights are totally out. Hit it again, goes back to normal screen view. One time makes it about 75% black, maybe 80. And 2 times makes it 100% opaque black. Hit it again, goes back to regular view. So there's another set of key shortcuts for you in Lightroom. Okay, for this next series of keys, I'm going to show you pretty quick, so pay attention. We're going to start with the I key to make sure, well, first we're going to click on it, and we're going to start with the I key to make sure we have a RAW file. JPEG don't work good in the develop module, even though I still use it. I'm not going to use it for an example here. So this one needs to be in the develop module. This shortcut needs to be in the develop module. Now what we're going to do, I'm going to go into some presets here to tease you for lesson number 4 of 2 Lightroom tutorials. I always start, my formula is to bring the highlights all the way down and the shadows almost all the way up. It depends on the photograph. Then I usually add a little clarity for something like this. See how the clarity brings it down to fuzzy? That's good for portraits, but for something like this, I like a little clarity. I'm going to play around with the dehaze a little bit. Now, I always, or not always, but as a general rule for my photography, I like to take this to around 30. It's 29 now. And saturation about 9. Now, if I'm not happy with that, I can use one of my presets over here, which you can see I've got tons of, okay, I've got clipping on. Clipping's the J key, that's a secret. Where the reds are totally white saturation, and where the blues are, it's totally black saturation. But all I gotta do is hit the J key to take the clipping off. So that's another one that just got thrown in by accident. Okay, these are presets, as you can see, and I've got tons of them. They go on forever. They really do. I've got thousands of them. I'm just going to concentrate on the presets for now. Now, let's say I'm happy with that, or we can even add a vignette. Right here. I'm going to show you all these in a later detail coming up soon. Let's take the exposure just a little warmer and take it and make it a little warmer. Alright, we're happy with that preset. Now what we want to do is hit the Y key, and it brings up the photograph before and the photograph after. And if we want to move it around, we zoom it in, and then when we move it, it moves it on both panels so that we can instantly go back and forth and see what the changes do exactly. A very valuable key for those of us who are developing and doing post-processing to our photos. Very valuable key, the Y key, when you're in the develop module. Does not work when you're in the library module. Alright, that's another set of keys. Shortcuts for Lightroom. Okay, the next set of keys, we have to go to the library mode. And I'm going to show you how to get to the library mode. Hit the G key. Gets us right back to the library mode. What gets us to the develop module? The D key. Takes us right into the develop module. Now when you go into the develop module, it goes into the picture you've selected on. So hit the G key for library mode. Let's say we select on that, and we hit the D key, it brings that photo up. We hit the Z key, and it brings us back. So we can hit keys to do a lot of things in Lightroom, and that's one reason I love this program. Yay! V key, black and white. Wow, isn't that amazing?
All right.
R key
Yeah.
gets us into crop mode. Crop mode, we can go in here, hit 16:9. I love 16:9 photographs. Hit the crop mode again. Boom, it's cropped. Hit the R key again, it's cropped. So that's another valuable key. Alright, once again, the Y key goes into compare. So if I hit the Y key now, it's not going to show anything because I don't have any color saturation on it. It just has the crop on it. The crop's doesn't show in Y. Y is compare. Okay, the Q is the spot remover. Okay, I don't see a spot in here I want to get rid of, but let's say I want to get rid, let's say this is a little bug and I want to get rid of it. We can get the spot remover. We can make it bigger by hitting the right bracket key. And we'll get rid of this bulb here. Boom, simple as that. So that's the spot remover. Now we wouldn't want to do that naturally, but I'm just giving you an example. We can set the brushes in all the brushes of Lightroom using the left and right bracket key. Left for smaller, right for larger. So there's another shortcut for Lightroom. Okay, you can either hit the Q key again to get out of spot removal, or you can click the spot removal button, which is right here. Okay, let's say we put a gradient on this. Let's put a gradient going this way. Now, what does a gradient do? Anything we want it to. We're going to take the exposure way down. Alright, it's going to have pins on it. See these pins? I don't like those pins. I don't want to see those pins. Get rid of those pins. Hit the H key for hide the pins. H key brings them back again. Alright, so there's another valuable tip of shortcuts for Lightroom. Okay, another valuable thing, when you do something to a photograph you don't like, you can always reset all these sliders back to the way you brought it in from the library. That includes crop and everything, just by hitting the reset button. Another thing I want to show you, another valuable tip I want to show you, is these little buttons over here on the side. You can collapse every menu to where you can see just the photograph. Alright, and then all you get to get them back, you can either scroll next to it, like that, scroll away from it, scroll to it, scroll away from it, or you can simply click this little arrow to where the arrow is facing to the right on that side, and to where it's facing to the left on this side, and to where it's facing down on this side. You can also pull up the toolbar. I don't recommend that. I recommend having the toolbar up most times. I mean, that's me. You can do anything you want in Lightroom. You know that.
Yes.
Okay, let's pull up this photograph, and let's put a preset over here for my man. Let's say I like his basics because they don't have anything. That's got a good pink tune to it. I like the pinkness of it. We put the basic up there. Now, we don't like it. Let's go to Control Z, and let's do it again so you can see. I want you to pay attention to the bar that's going to come up here to see what I did. Now, we're going to put in Sunset Basic. We're going to hit Control Z. And what that did was, that did undo. Control Z equals undo. Another valuable tip in Lightroom. Alright, another great key that I love. It's one of my favorites. I think it's called the Backlash Key. I'm going to put it up. But what it does before, after. This is how my camera saw the picture, or this is how the picture came out of the camera. Ugly. Underexposed, just no life to it at all. But look what I did to it with a few a few exposure sliders. I just made an amazing piece of work out of it. I painted with light. Well, that's what I'm going to show you in presets, which is tutorial 4, coming out soon. Alright, anyway, the Backlash Key gets us from as it was when it was entered Lightroom and as you corrected it. A very valuable key in Lightroom. Alright, another valuable key. Oh yeah, that key has to be done in the develop mode. Another valuable key that has to be done in the library mode. Let's go to select several pyramid shots, and we're going to put them on loop. What we do is we hit the Shift key to select them all, and then we hit the End key, and it brings it up in what's called survey mode. So End key is for survey mode. Now let's say we like this one, but we want to look at it big. We hit the F key, and it brings it up to full screen. I love the F key because it really brings it out. Okay, another valuable key. Let's press G to go back to grid mode. Let's pick a good colored photograph. Let's say this dolphin here, this happy dolphin. Put it in E to go to loop mode, and we are going to go to the develop key, the develop module, by hitting D. That's the develop module shortcut. But then we're going to hit W, and what W does is it brings up white balance. Okay, it brings us a neutral color, and a neutral color, or a target neutral, somewhere in the gray area. Now you can see my white balance was pretty corrected, pretty good. I can hit W again, and you can see it changes it just a little bit every time I click a different color. Makes it a little more teal, a little more blue there. So white balance is another, or W key to bring into the white balance is another good key to use in Lightroom. Okay, I want to talk about some keys that I don't use much, but a lot of people do, and that's the pick and reject keys. Select a photo, hit the P, and it selects it as pick. Hit the X, and it rejects it. And then you got these filters here to figure out how to get to them, they're kind of confusing, and I don't use it a lot. If you guys figure it out, maybe you could leave some tips in but it's kind of weird. But that's all I'm going to go on to that. Lightroom shortcuts, not all can be great. I'm sorry, Adobe. Okay, I want to take this time right now to show you an 8-second clip with some music of more shortcuts that you can screenshot or whatever. They come from the Adobe website. I put a URL at the top if you wanted to go there and get them for yourself. There are way more than you could ever imagine. It's quite unreal how many shortcuts there are for this program. So feel free to go check it out and 8 seconds, you'll see me again. Alright guys, another valuable shortcut in Lightroom is to edit in Photoshop. You do that simply by clicking on the photo and then hit Control E. Edit a copy in Lightroom Adjustments. With Lightroom Adjustments, edit a copy, edit original. I tend to edit a copy with Lightroom Adjustments. Hit Edit and it instantly drops it into Photoshop. Bonus part of the lesson. I'm going to show you how to get rid of that dog in less than 1 minute. Grab the lasso tool. Grab the dog. Alright, I recommend making a new layer. Simply by doing that, turn the old layer off. Go to Edit, Content Aware Fill. It's asking you for a brush. Take the bracket key, make the brush the right size. I use the left bracket key to make it smaller. Paint something around the dog. Alright, and then watch it disappear over here. And hit OK. Now, it looks like a rough rock there. We can take and select, deselect. We can take and combine the two layers just by merging the layers. Then we can use the stamp tool to clean up any discrepancies, like grab the stamp tool right here and then just paint right here. And that's it. That's how you get rid of the dog. Then to get it back into Lightroom, all you have to do is go hit Save. Close. And you can see it's back in Lightroom. It's that fast to edit a doggone using Lightroom in combination with Photoshop. Alright, we're getting to the last of our shortcuts, guys. So this one is an easy one. Control A. What does it do? It selects them all. Control A. Control D. Deselects them all. That simple using shortcuts in Lightroom. Alright guys, that's going to do it for another episode of Joe Knows Stuff TV. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned some valuable tips. That's what I'm here for during the virus days when I can't work at my tattoo shop. But a man's got to do what a man's got to do. If you like this video and if you like my purple cursor, subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, click that little bell icon, and I will definitely thank you for it. Alright, we'll see you next time on Joe Knows Stuff TV. We are out.